Morning class, welcome to the next session of solid mechanics. So today we'll be solving some problems on our previous part. So I'll write the question. A tensile load of 40 kilonewton is acting on a rod of diameter 40 mm and length 4 meters. A borehole is drilled in the rod of diameter 20 mm centrally to what length the rod should be drilled so that the total extension of the drilled rod will be increased by 30% under same tensile load. E is equal to 2 10 power 5 megapascal. So the question is like this: you have a rod, steel rod of length 4 meters or 4000 millimeters, which is having a diameter of 40 mm. Okay, diameter is 40 mm. Now you are applying a tensile force on this rod of 40 kilonewton on either side. Meanwhile, you are drilling a hole in this rod of diameter 20 mm. Okay, diameter is 20 mm. You're drilling a hole like this in the rod of diameter 20 mm. Now what it is saying you that you need to calculate the length of this borehole, so that the total extension of this drilled rod is increased by 30%. Okay, total extension is increased by 30% compared to which rod? Solid rod. Okay, after drilling a borehole, the total extension of this drilled rod is increased to 30% when compared with the solid rod. Okay, so you are given diameter of this rod. Diameter of the rod is given to you as 40 mm, or I'll write D. Okay, it is given to you as 40 mm, and diameter of the hole is given to you as 20 mm. Okay, length of the rod 4 meters, which is 4000 millimeters. Tensile force applied, P is equal to 40 kilonewton. Okay, this is the given data in the problem. Also E is given to you. Okay, now we'll write like this: let the extension before drilling the hole be delta L. Okay, this is called as delta L is nothing but change in length. Okay, let the extension before drilling the hole, let it be delta L, and delta L1 be the extension of rod after drilling the hole. After drilling the hole. Okay, before drilling, let the extension be delta L, and after drilling it should be delta L1. Now what it is saying in the problem, delta L should be equal to delta L1 extension after drilling should be equal to delta L plus 30 by 100 times of delta L. Okay, it should be extension of the rod after drilling should be increased by 30%. 30 by 100 into delta L1, correct? Got this one. Now if I take delta L as common, it will be 1 plus 0.3, or delta L1 is equal to 1.3 times of delta L. Okay, delta L1 is the extension of rod after drilling. It is increased by 30% when compared to a solid rod. Okay, now we will calculate first what is delta L. What is this delta L? Extension of rod before drilling the hole. What is the formula? PL by AE. Okay, PL by AE is the formula. Now I am substituting all the values. 40 kilonewton multiplied by length is 4000 divided by area of rod is pi by 4 into 40 square multiplied by 2 10 power 5. Tell me what is the answer. Be fast with your calculators. Or 40 kilonewton into 10 power 3 divided by into 4000 divided by 1256.4 into 2 10 power 5. Area of 40 mm diameter bar will be 1256. 0.636 is delta L. 636 is delta L. 0.636 millimeters, right? They are substituting all lengths and values in Newton millimeter, so it will be in millimeters. Now what delta L1 is required? Delta L1 should be 1.3 times of delta L, right? It should be multiplied by 1.3. 0.636, 0.827 mm. This is your delta L1. Okay, means what? After drilling the hole, this should be the elongation. If it is increased by 30%, this should be the elongation after drilling the hole. Now what we need to calculate? This length of hole is to be calculated. Okay, length of hole is to be calculated. Shall I erase this part? Now we got the total elongation for the drilled rod is 0.827 millimeters. Okay, this is the elongation of this drilled rod. Means this elongation is required now. Okay, now we need to calculate what length of this borehole should be drilled so that the elongation is 0.827. Now if you see this rod, I'll take a section here and make into two parts. This is the first part, this is the second part. Okay, in first part you have a complete rod whose diameter is 40 mm. Now what will be the length of this? 4 minus x, because this is x, that will be 4. Complete length minus x. Okay, this is 4 minus x. Okay, I'll calculate stress in portion 1 of drilled rod. Okay, I'll calculate stress in that. Now what is the formula for stress? Sigma is equal to P by A. What is the force applied? Force applied is 40 kilonewton divided. So stress P by A is 40 in 10 power 3 divided by pi by 4 into 40 square. Tell me what is the answer? 40 10 power 3 divided by 1256.63. 1256.4.6. What is the answer? 31.83 Newton per millimeter square. this is the stress developed in portion 1. Okay, now I can calculate what is the elongation of this portion 1. Okay, I can calculate what is the extension of portion 1. Extension of portion 1 delta L is equal to, what is the formula? PL by A is the formula. What is P by A? Sigma. So sigma into L by E. Okay, sigma L by E. So I am substituting sigma 31.83 into, what is the length of portion 1? 4 minus x multiplied by 1000. Okay, or 4000 minus x you can write. 4000 minus x, x should be again multiplied with 1000 now. So I am multiplying 4 minus x into 1000 to convert from meter to millimeter. Okay, whole divided by, what is E? 2 10 power 5. Simplify and tell me the answer in terms of 4 minus x. 31.83 into 1000 divided by 2 10 power 5. 0.159. Now what is this? This is the extension of this portion 1 where you don't have any hole. Okay, now we'll calculate extension for this second portion also. Okay, first we want what is the stress in second portion. Stress in portion 2 of drilled rod. So sigma, let it be sigma 2, let this be sigma 1. So this is equal to P by A again. Okay, now here what is the force? 40 10 power 3 divided by area you need to calculate. It is pi by 4 into d square minus d square. You are subtracting whole from that. Okay, so this will be pi by 4 multiplied by 40 square minus 20 square. Forty square minus 20 square. 46 point. Please check the answer. 42.44 is correct. 42.44 Newton per millimeter square. Please check the answer. 40 square minus 20 square. 42.44. Similarly, I will calculate what is the extension for this. Extension of portion 2. Now delta L is, again I will directly use this formula, sigma into L by E. Sigma multiplied by L whole divided by E, which is equal to 42.44 multiplied by, what is the length of this portion 2? Portion 2, what is the length? X multiplied by 1000 to convert into millimeters, because I am multiplying here, I need to multiply here again. Okay, whole divided by 2 into 10 power 5. Tell me in terms of x what is the answer? 0.21 x. Tell me one more digit. Okay, 0.21 212 x. Okay, now this is the elongation of this rod we have calculated in two portions. First portion we have calculated the elongation for portion 1 where there is no hole. Now we have calculated elongation for portion 2 where there is a hole of 20 mm. Now what is the total elongation desired? Now total elongation of drill rod, yes, no talking please, is equal to elongation of portion 1 plus elongation of portion 2. Okay, this is by using which principle? Principle of superposition. Okay, total elongation of this rod can be calculated by adding elongations of individual portions. Okay, so total elongation of portion 1 plus total elongation of portion 2. Now what is the total elongation of drilled rod required? 1.3 times elongation of drilled rod. Okay, drilled rod, it is required is 1.3 times of the elongation of complete rod. Okay, now what is the elongation here? 0.827. That is only the answer. 1.3 times of 0.636. 0.827 is equal to, what is the elongation of portion 1? 0.15 into 4 minus x. Now what is the elongation of portion 2? 212x. Okay, or 0.827 is equal to 0.15 into 4. Okay, 159. 159 into 4 minus 0.159 into x plus 0.212x. Tell me what is the value of x from this one. Simplify karo. Tell me what is the answer for 0.159 into 4? What is 0? Minus 0.636. This coming on this side will be negative. Is equal to, what is 212 minus 159? 0.212 minus 0.159. 0.053x. 0.191 by 0.053 is equal to x. Tell me what is x. 0.191 divided by 0.053.
Sir, 3.60.
3.60. Please check this one. 0.191. Is it correct?
Yes, sir. 0.827 minus.
Tell me what is 159 into 4? 0.636. Correct? Okay, correct. This is correct. Subtracting. Okay. 3. 3.603 millimeter. Sorry, meter. 3.603 meter. Total elongation of drilled rod. Elongation of drilled rod is equal to, by using principle of superposition. Superposition. So this length is 3.603 meters. This is not meters, it is millimeters. 3.603 millimeters. All the values we are substituting in millimeters, right? Millimeters में meters में है. This is in millimeters or meters? 0.827 delta L.
Delta L also. Delta L यहाँ पे 0.0.
636. This is also in millimeters. 3.603 millimeters. Finished? Next part is analysis of compound bars rigidly fixed at one end. What do you mean by compound bar? What is compound bar? Compound made of different material, sorry, bar made of different materials. Okay, you have a bar like this. Okay, this tube is made of steel and this is a brass portion. Now load is applied like this. This is fixed at one end. Okay, these bars are firmly held at this position and a load of P is applied so that this total tube is elongating. Inside portion is a brass, this outside hollow tube is a steel. Okay, now what are the assumptions here is, assumptions to be remembered is, first one, total elongation of the rod, total elongation of the bar is equal to elongation of steel tube or material 1 plus elongation of material 2. Okay, both are elongating simultaneously. Okay, or elongation of this steel will be equal to elongation of brass. Delta L1 is equal to delta L2. Or you can write strain in 1 is equal to strain in 2. Okay, strain in 1 is equal to strain in 2. Strain in 1 is equal to strain in rod 2. Next assumption is the total load applied is total load applied is equal to sum of loads carried by each bar. Sum of loads carried by each bar. Okay, now if P is the load applied, if I calculate what is the load acting on steel tube and the brass portion, the total load P will be equal to P1 plus P2. If I add these two loads, I will get what is load applied on total compound bar. Okay, so these are the two assumptions you need to remember. Okay, now using these assumptions you can derive some formulas here. We have said strains are equal, epsilon 1 and epsilon 2 are equal. Okay, we are assuming change in length to be same, then strains will be same. Okay, so this will be sigma 1 by E, E1 is equal to sigma 2 by E2. What is sigma in terms of strain? Strain is equal to stress by Young's modulus. So stress by Young's modulus of material 1 is equal to stress by Young's modulus of material 2. Okay, and also we said P is equal to P1 plus P2, right? Total load acting on this compound bar is equal to load acting on material 1 and material 2, adding these two. Now what is P in terms of sigma and area? Sigma is equal to P by A, or P is equal to sigma into A. So P is equal to sigma 1 A1 plus sigma 2 A2. If I calculate what is the stress acting on each portion, I can calculate what is the total load. Okay. Example. Now we'll solve one problem on this compound bars. Okay. A steel rod of 3 centimeter diameter is enclosed in a copper tube with external diameter 5 centimeter. Is enclosed in a copper tube of external diameter of external and internal diameter 5 centimeter and 4 centimeter respectively. The compound bar 5 centimeter. The compound bar is subjected to an axial pull of 45 kilonewton. If the length of each rod is 15 centimeters, calculate first one, stress in rod and the tube. Second, load carried by rod and tube. Generally in the examination, figures will not be given to you. You need to draw the figure based on the question given. Okay. Now you have a steel tube like this, whose diameter is 3 centimeters, which is enclosed in a copper tube. It is enclosed in a copper tube of external diameter 5 centimeter and internal diameter is 4 centimeter. There is a gap of 0.5 centimeter on either side of this tube on this rod. Now this is given to you as it is a steel rod and this is a copper tube. Okay. Young's modulus of steel is ES is taken as 2 10 power 5 megapascal, and E for copper is given to you as 1.1 10 power 5 megapascal. Okay, now you are said that this is subjected to an axial pull like this, which is of 45 kilonewton. Now you need to calculate what is the stress induced in this steel rod and the copper tube, and what is the load shared by steel rod and the copper tube. Okay, now starting with the problem, write down what is the data given to you first. Area of steel rod will be equal to pi by 4 into 30 square. Okay, 3 centimeters. Young's modulus of steel, Young's modulus of copper. Okay, area of steel rod pi by 4 into 30 square, 706.85 millimeter square. Similarly, if I want to calculate area of copper tube, so pi by 4 into 50 square minus 40 square. Copper tube is a hollow tube, so external diameter minus internal diameter. What is the answer? 363.49 mm square. Okay, so what is the first assumption? We'll assume strain in steel is equal to strain in copper. So what is the formula to calculate strain? It is stress by Young's modulus. Okay, epsilon stress sigma s by Young's modulus of steel, or this is equal to, so this is the ratio you have. Now sigma s will be equal to ES by EC into sigma c. What is ES by EC? You have the values for ES and EC. Substitute these two values here. 2 divided by 1.1. 2 10 power 5 divided by 1 10 power 5. 10 power 5 will be cancelled. 2 by 1.1. 1.81. So sigma s is equal to 1.81 sigma c. 1.81 sigma c. Megapascal is equal to Newton per millimeter square. 1 megapascal is equal to 1 Newton per millimeter square. This part is visible? It is visible? Or else I'll write here. Now, total load we have P. P is equal to total load shared by copper tube plus steel rod. Okay. What is load in terms of stress? Sigma c into AC. Okay, load is stress by area. Sigma c into, this is wrong. Sigma c into AC. This is 7 knot. 50 square minus 40 square. Pi by 4 into sigma s plus as. Tell me what is this answer? This is also 706.85. 50 square minus 40 square. Okay, let it be. Sigma c into AC plus sigma s into as. Calculator. लिख लो. ठीक है. Next, what is PS is equal to, sorry, capital P equal to PS plus PC. PC is sigma c into AC plus sigma s into AS. Okay. Now capital P is, we know what is the value of capital P? 45 kilonewton. Okay. So 45 into 10 power 3 is equal to, what is sigma c? Let it be sigma c only. Okay. Sigma c into what is AC? 706.8. 706.8. 5 plus what is sigma s in terms of sigma c? 1.81 sigma c. So 1.81 sigma c multiplied by 706.8. Okay, I'll write in second line, duster. Plus sigma s is 1.81 sigma c multiplied by 706.85. Okay, you can calculate what is sigma c here. Tell me what is the answer for sigma c? 1.81 into 706.85 plus 706.85. 706.85 into 2.81. 19?
86.24. 1986.24.
Sigma c is equal to 19.24. 45 divided. Tell me final answer. I am writing final answer here. What is sigma c? Tell me. 22.65 Newton per millimeter square. Okay. Now, what is sigma s? Sigma s is 22.65 multiplied by 1.81. Tell me what is the answer here? Multiplied by 1.81. Answer multiplied by 1.81. 40.99 Newton per millimeter square. Okay, 40.99 Newton per millimeter square is sigma s. Sigma s and sigma c. Stress, first part is over. Copper tube stress is 22.65 and steel rod, what is the stress is 40.99. Now next problem is you also need to calculate load carried by each one. So how to calculate that? You know sigma c is equal to PC by AC, or PC is equal to sigma c into AC. Okay. Stress in copper is equal to load taken by copper divided by area of copper tube, or load taken by copper tube is equal to stress multiplied by area. This is equal to 65 into 706.85. Tell me what is the answer for PC here. Similarly, PS will be equal to sigma s into AS. What is sigma s? 40.99 multiplied by 706.85. Tell me both the answers. PC is 16. Tell me in terms of 10 power 3. 16 point. Press ENG in your calculators. In terms of 10 power 3. 16.01 10 power 3 Newton. Okay, and this is in terms of 10 power 3. 28.97 10 power 3 Newton, or this is 16.01 kilonewton and 28.97 kilonewton. If you add these two, it should be equal to 45. Okay, P is 45. So that's all for today's class. That part is completely visible. Okay.